It is very significant, very relevant, and it was necessary for the purpose of a smooth, transparent functioning of the judiciary, and also the way speculations were going over that many other people are involved in the matter. Those names would also come. Whose cash was this? For what purposes the cash was given? How many other people are involved?
Since he has admitted the motion, although he had the power even to refuse the motion, but he has admitted means he is convinced that there is some allegation.
It is a very good welcoming step of the Honorable Speaker Lok Sabha for constitution of committee of one Honorable Supreme Court Judge, one Honorable Chief Justice of Rajasthan High Court, and one noted jurist. See, look, just the way the allegations were labelled and cash were found from the official residence of Honorable Justice Yashwant Verma. There was many talks going on the corridor that ultimately how a detailed inquiry would be conducted, that whose money was there, for what purposes the money was given, who were the other accused person. That was only possible when the motion is passed in the parliament, and after that the inquiry is under the Judges Inquiry Act. Inquiry committee is constituted, and inquiry committee submits a report. So it's a significant move, and it's a welcoming move also, and the moment inquiry report would be submitted to the Honorable Speaker, then the further action would be taken in that matter. So it is very significant, very relevant, and it was necessary for the purpose of a smooth, transparent functioning of the judiciary, and also the way speculations were going over that many other people are involved in the matter. Those names would also come. See, Honorable judges and judiciary is very independent and very transparent, and very effectively they deliver the justice. So one or two cases does not make the judiciary, defame the judiciary and judicial system's role. But yes, it was required because there were many debates going on among the public that ultimately whose cash was this, for what purposes the cash was given, how many other people are involved. So in order to have a transparent and robust inquiry, and also that who are the persons involved into this, the inquiry was required, and that inquiry, after that, I think that the truth would prevail, and we will come to know that how many other people who are involved into this matter. So far as the larger judiciary is concerned, that is not affecting one incident, incident does not affect the judiciary's credibility among the public and the judicial system.
The impeachment motion in any case was supposed to go to him, and he has to apply his mind in the beginning to opine whether prima facie is there any substance in the allegation or not. So that, I think, exercise has already been done, since he has admitted the motion, although he had the power even to refuse the motion, but he has admitted means he is convinced that there is some allegation. But we should not form any opinion at this stage, because this is only an initiation of process. these proceedings under the Act are like a trial in the court. So now the committee has been constituted, and the committee will go into the entire allegation. Charges will be framed just like we have charges in the court. And then there are lawyers who are appointed from both the sides. The Honorable Judge has an option to engage a lawyer. The committee will have a lawyer who are going to press charge. And then principle of natural justice has to be complied with. The evidence will be adduced. Cross-examination of the witnesses is also permitted. The committee has a right to summon their own witnesses if they want to. So therefore, and then after that, once the evidence is adduced, then a decision is taken and a report is prepared by the committee. Then the report is tabled before the Parliament.
Sir, recently, Yashwant Verma has opposed the Supreme Court for claiming that he was not get a fair trial in the matter.
Yes,
How do you see his point of view?
I think, that challenge was challenged to the in-house committee of the Supreme Court. That challenge was not pertaining to these proceedings. That's what the Honorable Supreme Court has also said, that the proceeding which was challenged in the writ petition was with regard to the in-house inquiry, which was technically a fact-finding inquiry. It is not a trial under the Judges Inquiry Act. So those proceedings were different. I don't think that the disposal of the writ petition will have an impact on the investigation which will be conducted by the inquiry committee now.
The constitutional provision for impeachment of a judge is provided particularly for the High Court under Article 218 of the Constitution. On a finding of impeachment and action being given for a motion, the same is accepted by the Speaker. On such acceptance by the Speaker, committee is constituted under the Judges Inquiry Act. The committee constitutes of 3 members and basically has a nominee of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice of the High Court, and an eminent jurist. This particular committee is supposed to frame charges against the judge concerned for whom impeachment is sought, and on such finding of the charges and the necessary inquiries being made, the necessary action and the finding is made by the committee.
थ्री-मैन कमेटी, वो कमेटी जांच करके अपना रिपोर्ट सबमिट करेगी।
समिति का गठन किया गया।
लॉ यही है, जुडिशियल इंक्वायरीज एक्ट के तहत एक कमेटी बनानी है, 3-मैन कमेटी। वो कमेटी जांच करके अपना रिपोर्ट सबमिट करेगी। वो रिपोर्ट जो है सो हाउस में प्लेस होगा और उसके बाद नियमतः कार्रवाई की जाएगी। 2/3 मेजोरिटी से पास होना है, वो पास होगा।
लेकिन इसमें कहा गया है कि जल्द से जल्द रिपोर्ट देना है, तो क्या अब तो जो भी होगा वो अगले सेशन में ही होगा?
ऐसा लगता है कि अगले ही सेशन में होगा, चूंकि अब तो 2-4 दिन ही समय रह गया है। तो अब देखते हैं क्या होता है।